game up at East
Yeah.
Tennessee State and then going to this weekend's game?
Yeah, I mean, good to see everybody. Man, it was good to win up in Johnson City. Okay, it was good to get a win. You know, there are a lot of positives. When I think about the game, I think, certainly our defense was tremendous. That's been 2 games in a row where they've not let anybody cross the goal line. Okay, that's pretty dang good. It's great in today's world of people scoring a lot of points. So to keep them out of the end zone, especially when seemed like they got a lot of possessions on their side or our side of the 50. We put them in bad situations, and the kids kept responding. They kept playing hard. They energetic, caused some turnovers, had a big 4th down stop. So defensively, pretty good day. And obviously, East Tennessee was a little banged up at the quarterback position, but still to hold them like that was tremendous. Offensively, first quarter, I think our first 3 possessions were fumble, 3-and-out fumble. Well, it's hard to be good doing that. Now, second quarter, scored some points, moved the ball, was consistent. Third quarter again, came out, 3-and-outs, didn't punt the ball well, kept it on our side of the field the whole time. Wind was in our face, hard to get anything going, and then fourth quarter, moved the ball better. So we've got to be more consistent offensively. We can't get punts blocked. I don't know if I've ever won a game where I've had 2 punts blocked. That's how good we played on defense. Certainly Ty James had a huge game. I don't remember what it was, 280-something yards, 14 catches. And we thought that we would have a good matchup out there. I mean, they sold out. Their safeties were down the bottom. I mean, they were giving us one-on-one coverage, and we liked our matchup out there. And, they kept kind of giving us that matchup. So probably didn't throw it to them enough, honestly. Probably should have thrown it to them 3 or 4 more times. But I thought Carter, was 20 out of 27. He missed a couple things, but he made some big throws. I think we got to run the ball a little better as far as we got to break another tackle or 2. We didn't have Tyrell Cord. His ankle's a little bum. We're hoping to get him back this week. But Al ran hard. But there was still some. I felt we left maybe a few yards out there running the football. But it was tough to do it because, like I said, they crowded the box with the safeties and made us throw it. And luckily, we were able to execute enough in the throwing game with Ty to score some points. So, certainly is, like I said, good to win a SoCon game. It makes that 6-hour drive back a lot more fun. And now, what do we got in front of us? Got Chattanooga, who's pretty dang good. And so it should be a great challenge for us. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about them coming down here playing at home. They had a wild one with Western the other day. We could have gone either way. Seemed like I've never seen a team. I think they had 88 offensive plays, and Western had 48. And Western won 52-50. And Chattanooga scores right at with a minute to go. They go for 2, throw a jump pass by the tailback, number 0, the Ford kid who's so good. He jumps past one, he gets tipped around, tight end catches it, man, they're up. And then Western drove down and kicked a field goal with, I think, no time. So it was a wild game. So those are 2 good teams playing each other. So it's exciting. It's exciting to get a chance to play Chattanooga. Obviously, we didn't play well versus them last year. We've got to do a much better job. But I think we'll be ready to go. Excited about the opportunity. They're really playing good on offense. Obviously, they got good athletes on defense, so we'll put a good plan together and get after them. But we've got to play good. It's bottom line. For 3 hours, got to play good. Have a good plan, then go play good. And let's see if we can get that done. That'd be a big win for us if we can get that done. Questions?
Coach, how much of a confidence boost is it, especially for your defense, going into a game like this where Chattanooga likes to put up a lot of yards, especially passing, but how much of a confidence boost is it for your guys going into this game?
I see a big difference with us defensively, and Ken can talk about this some more, but I just feel like the last 2 weeks is really they've locked in. They played with a lot of enthusiasm, just excited about playing. Our whole team has done that the last 2 weeks. That's what we've worked on. We've asked them to do that. And when you're not letting people score, that it kind of becomes, hey, let's don't let them cross the goal. You just kind of keep that momentum going. So it's a good time to be playing good defense because we're going in to play some good offenses here coming up. And but I got a lot of confidence in our defense. I really do.
Chattanooga's rushing offense not as strong as the passing. Same on the defensive side. They allowed 12 yards per game rush last game. So that's something you guys want to pound in is the run. But what is the plan to effectively do that this time?
Well, our deal is always our identity wants to be stop the run and be able to run the ball. that'll be challenging. You know, that kid's a really good running back, and they're pretty good up front. And then obviously we're playing against a defensive front that's pretty talented. A lot of guys back, and so that's the challenge. You know, if we defensively, if they're able to run the football, if they're able to be very balanced, it makes it tough. You know, if you can make them one-dimensional, you know, where you can at least kind of have a feel for pinning our ears back a little bit and getting after the quarterback, then certainly that helps you have a better chance. You know, and then for us, being able to be balanced on offense, you know, and not let people, you know, they got, you know, 30 the passer. I mean, they can rush the passer if they know that's what's happening. Okay, so being able to mix it up and be effective, move the pocket a little bit, do some things to just try to make them think, make them look at one more thing. That's going to be big for us.
You had a guy in Ty who put up over 200 yards this last week, but they also had a guy, Jacob Watley. I don't know if you've seen anything last week, 234 yards. What is your plan to kind of stop him? And
I don't know. I'm going to ask Coach Taylor about that later today. Don't let him catch it. If he don't catch it, he probably won't score. That's a John Madden. That'd be something John Madden would say, wouldn't it? If you can't see, then you don't know what you're looking at. You know, so come on, guys. Yeah. Is it Monday or something? Y'all smile a little bit. Another question.
Just 71 total rushing yards for you guys. Is that something you can live with as long as you
Nope.
win games?
No, as long as we win, I could probably make it work. You know, we've got to be more consistent. But we also have to take what they're giving us as well. We were balanced in, you know, we handed the ball off a good bit. Now, we averaged about 2 yards a carry. That's not very good. But hopefully that kept Ty one-on-one. There's some of that, there's some give and take. But we need to run the ball better. Now, the week before, we ran the ball much better and didn't throw it as much. So hopefully we're able to be balanced as much as they'll let us be. But we certainly need to, 2 yards a carry, we need to do better than that.
And then not to say that you didn't have confidence in him before, but to see Carter play like that and have just a clean game like that all around, what does that do for him and just the confidence of the offense going into these big matchups?
I think every game, I think everybody, you know, you can't put too much in. Carter started before, but, you know, that was a couple years ago. He's finally, hopefully, he's getting comfortable again. He's getting in his groove. You know, and it's different now when it's yours, you know. So it was good to see him do that because he made some throws right before he got hit. I mean, he hung in the pocket a few times, put the ball where we could make plays, and he made some mistakes, but those are all things we can clean up. So it's really a quarterback-driven game. It really is. Football has become that, and he certainly has the ability to do those things. I think as long as he plays with confidence, like you said, and the guys around him continue to help him, man. It makes you feel good as a quarterback when a kid goes up and catches the ball for you. You know, and that happened Saturday. So it's all those things working together, but it was good to see Carter play well.
Coach, how important is this game? I know any game you lose now going forward, your chances of getting to the title or even making the playoffs is going to be very slim to none. But against a team like UT Chattanooga, I'd say the last 2 weeks on paper, you guys should have won and you would have won. But now looking at Chattanooga, how important is this? And is there any pressure on you guys now going into Saturday?
It's a SoCon game. It's against a good opponent. I mean, it's a big game. It is a big game. The sun will come up Sunday regardless of what happens. Now, it comes up a little brighter if you win, you know, but we can't get caught. Let's just win Monday's practice, okay? Let's take it one day at a time and get better. I promise you, our kids will be ready to play Saturday. Our job as coaches is to prepare them, to, you know, put them in good situations, and the kids got to go execute. So it's a big game, yes. Every game's big. I know those are the cliches, but I really want our team just focused on one day at a time trying to get better because you could lose a game and still win the league. I mean, it's just a crazy conference. It's crazy getting into the playoffs. Just go get better and put your best stuff on the field, and we'll figure it out. And Chattanooga's got to deal with that too, right? They're coming off a big loss, you know, so getting themselves together, and I'm sure they'll do a great job, but you got to be able to navigate the ebbs and flows of a season emotionally and just energy level-wise, and you just got to go be the best you can be every day, and that's what we're going to harp on.
One thing that surprised me, I mean, they played Wofford and they only put up 23, but last week they put up 50, right? So how does that work? What do you see? Like,
I have no idea. Trying to compare scores, everything's matchups, you know, with a lot of folks today, what the temperature was, okay, was it home or away? Honestly, the teams who can not worry about the things that don't matter and just focus on doing their job and caring about each other, those are the teams that end up winning the most games, you know. And I think there's so much nonsense out there about whatever. What we're trying to do with our guys is just go to work. Don't worry about the things that don't matter. Don't worry about what this person says. Don't worry about what the score of this game was, you know, because then it gets into, well, they beat them by this much, so we ought to beat them by. It's all about matchups and execution on a Saturday. I've watched Chattanooga not score as many points maybe as they have been on Wofford. Then they scored, you know, a ton in other games. You know, I've seen us do the same thing. You know, if you go by the UNA game, we ought to beat, you know, Chattanooga by what, 3 touchdowns? If y'all, you know, for you math people. So who cares? Just go play and be the best you can be.
So I say offensively, against VMI we had a real good job running the ball this week. Not as great running the ball wise, but up front we're more sound. We're communicating a lot better. I got different guys, so we usually rotate up front. I've been playing and rotating with all these guys playing the full past 2 games, and each guy that comes in, we're communicating a whole lot better up front. We're going out, we're playing harder, we're playing faster. Up front guys, I feel like we're just going out and trying to have fun, move our guys, dominate. And, I mean, it's nice when you got Ty and Devron and those guys out wide, you can just throw the ball up to them. They make plays happen. We're running down the field celebrating with them. So I'd say the past 2 weeks it's been a lot of fun. You just got to keep that energy up at practice, keep competing. Me and the defense, I like talking trash when I'm out there at practice. So having fun at practice, messing with them, getting them better, they're helping us out too. So I think it's just been a lot of fun these past 2 weeks and continue to keep going.
Coach said every game's important, but when you go into a game like this, how do you personally kind of keep yourself calm? I know there's always these nerves going into games like this, but how do you stay calm, and how do you guys in the locker room kind of keep that cool before going out?
I treat it as it's another football game. It's another opportunity to go out there, play the game I love the way. I mean, I've been playing since I was 6 years old, so it's another opportunity to go out and play. Yeah, it's fun to get playing big games. It makes it a lot of fun when you get to play here at 5-Star Stadium in front of our crowd and have a lot more fun doing that here. So I think you just treat it one game, one day at a time, and go out there and do your play and execute.
And you said, I mean, BMI, you guys ran the ball well. Last week you passed it well. How nice is it to see that kind of put together coming into this game where, hey, maybe we could do either or to win the game, and especially for you guys up front, how nice is that? How does that build your confidence?
I mean, it's always real nice when you can do both. It's, like you said, keeping them balanced. We can get all different kinds of looks dependent, too, from their defense, depending on what they think's coming. But if we can keep them guessing, then it helps us out a lot. Up front, like I said, a big part of it's communicating and just communicating what we got, what looks we're getting. And I feel like just playing fast, executing, and trying to finish your guys.
Riley, what's the talk in that offense right now just about, you know, Carter leading this team, and how nice was it to see him have a clean performance as the leader of this team on Saturday?
We talked to him. He's like, man, we had fun. And I was messing with him because I gave up one pressure this past Saturday. I was like, man, I'm sorry. And he's like, man, it's all right. I got you back. And he went down there the next drive, and we threw that touchdown pass to Ty James deep down the field to make 24-3. And I was just having a lot of fun with him. Carter and I, we've known each other since 5th grade. We went to elementary school together. So me and him, we've always been like, we were roommates sophomore year. Like, me and him, anytime we're meeting up, hanging out. And it's nice to see him have success, especially when we're helping him, giving him time back there to throw the ball and make the right reads and everything.
Past couple weeks has been fun. Like Coach said, it's been like a new sense of urgency, so to speak, more enthusiasm, guys having more juice, making more plays. And so when we do that, you can see how dominant we could be, keeping them out of the end zone, holding them to field goals. In this past week, it's always great when you can hold a team to no touchdowns. I think we held them to 108 yards of total offense, so it's always a good day when you can dominate the run game, making them one-dimensional, forcing them to try to pass the ball. That way our pressure can get to the quarterback, and even then they didn't do too as well passing the ball. So making them one-dimensional is always a great thing.
So you say making them one-dimensional. This weekend, UT Chattanooga's pass game's pretty solid, looking at their numbers. How do you guys look to kind of slow that down? And I know if you stop the run game, you've also got to look back, right? You got to make sure that's okay. What's the plan to kind of slow that down?
Coach Cronic kind of hit on it. It's all about matchups and execution. I have faith in my secondary as far as being able to control those guys, manage those guys, keeping all routes, keeping all balls in front of them, no deep balls, not allowing them to advance down the field. And as far as the front seven, I think we're going to continue to do well. It's dominating the run game, not letting them find another avenue in passing. So, like I said a little earlier, being able to pressure the quarterback, that's always a plus. Keeping them contained inside the pocket. Anytime you can do that, you most times have success.
In a game like this, how nice is it to be playing here at Five Star Stadium, especially with all the fans who are right behind you guys?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's a great challenge anytime. Any SoCon opponent is a great challenge. It's any given week. Like I know how you were saying, comparing the scores. It's any given week, anybody can be on top. But I don't really like to believe on going on chance. Like you go and you take your opportunity. Whatever your opportunity is presented, you don't go on chance and force things to happen for yourself. To go out and dominate, as far as like not worrying about the score or matchups and things of that nature. Just go out and play and have fun, and normally the scoreboard takes care of itself.
Coach said each matchup is important, but realistically, right? That's cliche, but realistically, in a game like this where they're 3-1, they're coming off a tough loss, but also one of the top teams in the conference, you guys are looking to make that move now. Is there any pressure on you guys per se?
I don't think there's no more added pressure than it was last week or the weeks before. All these conference games, I treat them the same because, like I said, any given week you can get beat. It's a toss-up in this conference, so I don't think there's any added pressure. I mean, we're going to go out with the same enthusiasm we had against VMI. No matter how talented a team may be on either side of the ball, we're going out with the same enthusiasm, same focus, same energy to come away with the victory at the end of the day.
What do you think differentiates the teams in this conference?
Of course, you have some teams that are more talented than others. So, but Coach Russo kind of hit on it a little earlier. I think a big thing that differentiates each team is culture and what a team can do within itself, like taking care of the little things first. And Coach Cronic harps on that all the time. So when you're able to take care of the little things, the bigger things are able to work themselves out. So.
Ken, I'm sure it's easy for you guys to get back out there when you get a big drop, get off the field on 3rd down, and then you see the offense go down the field. In those times where your guys' defense doesn't necessarily transition into good offense, what's the approach for you guys when you get back out there? Is it just, hey, get up and do the same thing again and give Carter all the chances he can have?
Yeah, that's our job as a defense. Keep giving the offense the ball. We don't worry about what they do. We focus solely on what we can control. We have faith in them that they're gonna do what they're supposed to do, and you saw that in the game. Eventually, they got to clicking. But anytime we go back on the field, we see it as a new challenge to stop this team, keeping them out of the end zone, holding them to field goal range or whatever it may be, or making a punt even.
You guys hoping to use that honey pot this weekend a few times?
Yeah, that I hope we get to use it a lot. You see, these last 2 games we've been able to come up with a lot of turnovers, and Coach Taylor had given us a great stat. All of the conference games we've lost in the past, we weren't able to generate no takeaways or no turnovers. So it's going to be very huge in this game, especially giving the offense back the ball, giving them as many possessions as possible.
Thanks, buddy. As always, when we're ready to lunch,